Adrian is focused on his screen. It shows that a malicious program has just got into the NATO pipeline system. This information is not fact. Adrian is one of the leaders of the NATO Cyber Coalition exercise. He shares information with his French points of contact, who are immediately notified of the computer incident. It is handled in France, and contacts are rapidly established with other countries.
On utilise pour ça plein de systèmes de communication.
We use all sorts of information systems, whether it's the internet or the NATO confidential networks. And we try to share the information like we should in real life if we faced a crisis such as this.
A Lithuanian receives the same information. In his country, the experts deal with the same problem, also linked up with other countries taking part.
We defend, we analyze images, we analyze malware, we're doing all the technical analysis.
The scenario was drawn up by NATO as part of the new Cyber Coalition exercise. The alliance has been holding this exercise since 2008 and opened it to the nations in 2009. The aim? To test national cooperation on cyber defence. During the exercise, information about the crisis is sent from here to the SACEUR military headquarters in Belgium. Those taking part have to react from their countries. 23 NATO nations and 6 partners are involved in the exercise. Some are players, the light blue countries on the map. Others are contributors or observers. These 29 countries are online for long periods over the 3 days. New Zealand and Australia are taking part this year. Players must deal with various geopolitical computer crisis scenarios, like the threat to the energy sector. Viruses and general malicious code must be countered. Of course, the scenarios are invented and the threats are not real.
We've seen similar attacks in the wild, so in real world. So everything we created here, it's not fictive. Well, it is actually fictive, but it could happen in real world also, and we try to prepare our target audience for such situations. Everything we play is in a controlled environment. We don't inject any malware viruses on operational systems. Everything we play is strictly controlled. We make sure that the malware is unable to spread to operational systems.
So the players must be alert and react fast. Each nation has to mobilise dozens of experts. There is no question of revealing all the national skill pool, but the players must communicate as much as possible. And cooperation between nations is not always simple in the cyber field.
It is very, very difficult. For example, you have the language barrier is one thing, and just what constitutes a cyber event is often different between countries. So we have to work out that verbiage, and we have to work out what is an attack, what is a cyber event, what do we have to look at. So by having these exercises, that's the way that we can work through those events.
The scenarios are designed to improve international cooperation, so it's the chance for us to build relationships with our partners.
At NATO headquarters in Brussels, players are also mobilised. The alliance is attacked just like a state and must protect its infrastructures. For NATO, the organiser of this exercise, the aim is to build up the expertise of all as regards cyber defence.
Some countries have taken this very seriously and have trained people. They have proper cyber defence systems. Others have come into it very late. They don't yet have sufficient number of experts. They don't have the same understanding of the threat or the malware. They don't have the same intrusion detection or analysis capabilities. So what NATO can do, for example, with the Centre of Excellence on Cyber Defence in Estonia, is be the place where we bring everybody up to the same level of protection, which is in our interest after all, because in NATO we're always vulnerable to our weakest link. We can train people, for example. We can have exercises like this one to improve people's expertise.
So more than 250 computer data streams have been sent to nations over 3 days. Each participant will prepare a report on lessons learned for general sharing. An essential multinational effort, for if a cyber threat is spreading throughout the world, the response must be international. This is a NATO Channel report.